We are back from the bye and here with the Chicago Football Playbook, breaking down 3 key plays from the Bears' loss to the Vikings. We're going to do something new this week on the Chicago Football Playbook. We're doing special teams, a punt return touchdown, the third return touchdown the Bears have given up on special teams this season. So our first image takes a look at right when Marcus Sherels catches the punt and where he's about to go. And John Fox had the understatement of the century on Monday, saying it was not a well-executed play. And he even kind of alluded to maybe the punt wasn't in the right spot. As this image sees Sam Acho, Sheriff Manis, and Lamine Barrow, 3 of the best Bears special teamers, are over here near the right side of the field. Sherrod Martin's flying down this end. Marcus Sherels catches this, and he's going to start running this way. And he's got a wall of blockers set up to his right. So it's possible that this punt should have been maybe more to that side of the field. We don't really know. We'll talk to special teams coordinator Jeff Rogers on Thursday of this week to maybe get some more information. But it seems like from the beginning the Vikings had an edge. So the next key were these guys, Jeremy Langford and Chris Prozinski. Could they make a play? Because Josh Bellamy was double teamed here. So they maybe had the best spot taken angle. And that's where our second image comes in on this play. As Sherels starts to move his way up the sideline, you'll see Prozinski and Langford. Langford's walled off. Prozinski takes a bit of a bad angle instead of trying to kind of cut off the sideline here, and Sherels is able to kind of move up the sideline. So then it's relying on your linebackers. That's Jonathan Anderson and Leroy Reynolds. As you can see, they're in the mini circle within the bigger circle in this image on your screen right now. They had the other chance to maybe cut off that sideline for Sherels, but they kind of followed Prozinski's path. So Sherels is now over here, and he's working his way down the sideline. And those players weren't able to cut it off. In the final image, it all came down to Pat O'Donnell, the punter. We don't know what the situation was with Pat O'Donnell. Remember, he had an injury earlier this season. So he had 10 yards to gain in terms of he was 10 yards ahead of Sherels, who's at the 30-yard line. A long way to go to at least force Sherels to cut back inside, see what happens. Instead, no one's able to make a play. 65-yard punt return touchdown for the Minnesota Vikings. A lot of question marks in terms of who was supposed to be where, but we can pretty much all agree that the Bears had a lot of contain issues on this play, which essentially led to a big play for the Vikings and helped them into their victory. We, of course, have to offer you a positive in the Chicago Football Playbook, so we will talk about Alshon Jeffrey's pretty impressive touchdown at the end of the first half and an even better throw by Jay Cutler. Here's your pre-snap look at the play. Bears had trips to Cutler's left, Mark Mariani, Alshon Jeffrey, Marquise Wilson, with Bennett and Forte to the right. Now we break down some of the route concepts that help Jeffrey get one-on-one coverage. And Cutler knew before the snap that the Vikings had pretty much one safety high there in Harrison Smith, and he was a little bit farther away from where Jeffrey is on the field. Matt Forte leaked out to the flat of the field, came in the middle. Martellus Bennett was dragging over here. But the focus again is on this side of the field, where Mark Mariani cleared out to the sideline, followed by Captain Munnerlyn. Marquise Wilson went across the field here, and that might have helped Alshon Jeffrey because Harrison Smith has to keep an eye on Wilson. And Jeffrey's route pretty impressive. It looked at first, at glance, when it happened, it was just a straight 9 route, straight to the end zone. But instead, he went in, out, and then he did a stutter step right here just to get enough separation from Xavier Rhodes. And you'll see right here in the image too, this is right where Jay Cutler throws the football. And one thing to look at right here, look where Jeffrey is, look where Cutler is. Good protection, but this is trust. This is the trust that Jay Cutler has in Alshon Jeffrey, that he could throw the ball knowing that he's confident in where he's going to put it, and Alshon Jeffrey's going to go up and get it. And of course, we conclude with a great photo from our photographer, Sarah Nader, of the Northwest Herald, which shows Alshon Jeffrey high-pointing the ball, showing off that hand and wrist strength to keep it away from Xavier Rhodes, who had great coverage. But again, perfect ball, perfect catch. Nicely designed play, gave the Bears a touchdown, and kind of more things to come from Jeffrey in the second half of the season. We wrap up Chicago Football Playbook with Stefon Diggs' 40-yard touchdown catch and run, where the Vikings late in the game set up 2 players in the backfield. You notice neither of them are Adrian Peterson. You see how the Bears lined up before the snap. Twins to Teddy Bridgewater's left, Charles Johnson to his right. Sheriff Manis manned up on Stefon Diggs in the slot. McManus is the nickel corner at this point. Bryce Callahan has left the game. It's his job to cover the inside receiver, even if that inside receiver, Stefon Diggs, one of the best receivers in football the way he's been playing right now. Let's look at kind of what Norv Turner asked of his players in this play. On the far side of the field, Charles Johnson just an in and out on being attracted Porter and Roll. Asiata went out to the flat. Kyle Rudolph over the middle of the field. And Mike Wallace up the middle and then over to the right side of the field. And what this did was the Bears pretty much had 2 players on almost every receiver, as you'll see in this image. they were well covered. Sam Acho went and fouled Asiata. I mentioned roll over here on Charles Johnson. Adrian Amos and Kyle Fuller both on Mike Wallace with left McManus on an island, but in your man coverage, you got to be able to win these battles, so he is alone right here on Stefon Diggs. Now, one of the things that you'll see as the Bears have good coverage early on in the play, but the Vikings had great pass protection. Look at this image here of Teddy Bridgewater and how much time he has to throw, the clean pocket, and what that allows Stefon Diggs to do. So he's running a route which kind of looked like a comeback route at first, but as Teddy Bridgewater continues to survey the field, Diggs is able to try to continue to get open. So he's able to go out and then cut back in, and then once he catches the ball right here, he's able to turn away from McManus, who misses the tackle, and go upfield. In this final image, you can see obviously Diggs had plenty of room to run. So was McManus' coverage good on Diggs? No, he missed the tackle. That can happen. But the Bears didn't get the pass rush in. Christian Jones actually came in on a delayed blitz, but they couldn't get any pressure on Bridgewater. It was a problem throughout the game. And that was one of the reasons Stefon Diggs was able to get open in such a kind of an option route as he moved with Bridgewater, caught the pass, and then did the rest. That tied the game, and of course the Vikings won it on their next drive on Blair Walsh's field goal. That'll do it for this week's edition of Chicago Football Playbook. We'll be taking next week off because of the Monday night game. Be sure to stick to chicagofootball.com for all of the best Bears analysis.